Chapter first, nutrition in plants. The video related to the same topic, nutrition in plant, as we have discussed before. Now, as we know from the previous video that in the nutrition in plant we have dealt with the autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition we have been explained. I think everybody has a comfort level to autotrophic mode of nutrition, as it has been taught many a times. Auto means self, tropic means synthesis, as we know it well now. The term photosynthesis is related to autotrophic nutrition. In the previous session we have discovered that autotrophic nutrition, the basic term is photosynthesis, the pigment is chlorophyll, the cell is stomata, stomata cells in the leaf, which is responsible for the process of photosynthesis. Why? Because light is required to be captured for the process known as photosynthesis, the synthesis of food in plants. That's why they are autotrophic. Now we are finished with the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Now let us start the next and important topic of the same main topic, nutrition in plant, that is heterotrophic mode of nutrition in plant. Autotrophic, self-nutrition, they will be making their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Chlorophyll is required, that all we know. Now, what is about heterotrophic mode of nutrition in plants? We are in a image that plants are self-synthesizing. They are synthesizing their food by their own. But some plants are heterotrophic in the mode of nutrition as animals. Why? Why they are heterotrophic? Because of their nutritional requirement. Because of their nutritional requirement, they require more nutrition for their support, for their life. That's why they are heterotrophic. That means hetero means depending on others. Trophic means synthesis. They are not able to synthesize their food by their own. That's why they are heterotrophic. In the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, we will be dealing with these four topics: parasitic mode of nutrition, saprophytic mode of nutrition, symbiotic, and at last insectivorous plants. Now let us deal with a bit of all these topics in detail. Parasitic. Parasites I have explained before also. Parasites are the organisms which are living in the body of the main organism known as host. Host. The word is host. And parasite will be living on the body of host. It may be living inside the body of host, or it may be living on the body of host. If it is living on the body of host, it will be known as ectoparasite. Ecto means on the surface. On the surface of host body, it will be known as ectoparasite. And if the parasite is living inside the body, in the body of the host, it will be known as endoparasite. We were discussing the malaria. Malaria is a parasitic disease, and the parasitic virus is living in the body of that mosquito, Anopheles. That's why it is a endoparasite. If it is living on the surface of the skin or any other part of the body, that will be known as ectoparasite. In the case of plants are parasitic because of the need of same reason, nutrition and shelter. Some parasites are root parasite. Root parasite means they will be living in the root or on the surface of root. Stem parasite, Cuscuta. In Hindi you call it amarvel. It has been referred in your book also. Cuscuta is a plant which is living on the stem of the main plant. It may be living in living on the body of other plants. For what? For the nutritional requirement. Why? Because it cannot perform the process of photosynthesis. So it is living on the body of other plant for the process of photosynthesis. Cuscuta is a stem parasite. Why it is a stem parasite? Because it is living on the stem surface. Now parasites may be divided into facultative and obligate parasite. Facultative like fungi. Fungi we will be dividing fungi as plants only. Why? Because it is having characteristic of plants like and animal like. So it is a separate kingdom. Fungi. Kingdom fungi is a separate kingdom. A facultative fungi Armillaria. It is a facultative fungi. Why it is facultative? In the plant on which this fungi, this is a fungi which is surviving a plant on which it is surviving. If the plant is dying, then also the fungi will be living by eating the remaining wood. That's why it is facultative. Means it will be requiring the facility. But if the plant is dying, then also it will be surviving. That's why it is facultative. Facultative means it will not be dying. If the plant is dying, the fungi is not dying. Fungi will be surviving by other ways. So that is facultative. Obligate means the parasite is purely dependent on the host. If the host is dying, the parasite will also be dying. Why? Because it is totally completing its life cycle on the host. Mistletoe is a kind of parasitic plant which is obligate, means it is compulsory depending on the main plant, that is host. So what you have to remember? You have to remember the parasite and host relationship. Host is the organism on which the plant or on which the parasite is surviving. As the virus is surviving in the body of mosquito, then mosquito is the host and parasite is virus. So that is host and parasite relationship. So that is all for the parasitic mode of nutrition. You can do one thing, you can refer to other kind of parasites also which must be given in your book, or you can relate other books also about more parasitic plant. We can discuss totally on parasitic plant in next video. Now let us come to the saprophytic mode of nutrition. As we have discussed many a times that fungi and bacteria, these are the organisms which are surviving on the dead and decaying organic matter. So what are saprophytes? Saprophytes are the organisms which will be surviving on the dead and decaying matter, organic matter. Why they will be surviving on them? For their nutritional requirement. So these are saprophytes. These are required by our environment because they are actually cleaning the environment. They are making it cleaner by degrading the remaining organic things and cleaning the environment. That is bacteria and fungi, they are saprophytes. Saprophytic mode of nutrition is required in the food chain. Why? At last, whatever is been, as I have explained food chain before also, at last whatever is been remaining in the soil is being used or degraded by the help of saprophytes only. These will be the organisms which will be degrading the remains, dead remains or everything which has been or which is organic in the soil, and these will be called as saprophytes. So what is the function? They will be biodegrading. So they are biodegraders. They are biodegraders. Remember the word. So that is saprophytic mode of nutrition. Now symbiotic. Symbiotic mode of nutrition. As the word suggests, symbiosis. Symbiosis means two organisms will be living together. Two organisms will be living together for survival. Survival means what? Survival means shelter and food. So when two organisms are living together for their mutual benefit, for their mutual survival, this is called symbiotic relationship. Example is lichen. Lichen is the organism which is a combination of fungi and algae. When fungi and algae are coming together and living together, for what? Algae is the organism which is able to synthesize the food. Why? Because it is containing chlorophyll. So that is algae. That food will be utilized by fungi. So what algae is giving to the fungi? Algae is giving food to the fungi. Now what is the function of fungi? Fungi has hystoriums. Hystorium means root-like structure. So in this root-like structure, that algae is living. So fungi is providing shelter, and this root-like structure is also able to absorb the water. That's why it is beneficial for algae. The moisture content is more with the presence of fungi. That's why both of these are getting benefited. That is lichen. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is that when two organisms are living together for their mutual benefit, for their mutual survival, that is known as symbiotic relationship. You can find out more examples of this. For today, for this video, this is enough. Lichen, and it has been given in the book also that fungi and algae are living together for the mutual survival. Here is one more example. Mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza is a kind of fungi which is living in the root of big plants. It is living in the root of big plants. When fungi is living in the root of big plants, that is known as mycorrhiza. And this relationship is known as mycorrhizal relationship. We have studied about rhizobium. Rhizobium is a bacteria which is living in the root of leguminous plant. That bacteria is giving, what it is giving? It is providing atmospheric nitrogen to the plant, and plant is providing shelter to the bacteria. So that is again our symbiotic relationship. So I have told you three symbiotic relationships, three examples you have noted down. That lichen has been written, mycorrhiza and rhizobium, as you know it well. So you can study it deeply regarding that. So that is symbiotic relationship. Remember the main thing, two organisms will be living in a mutual understanding, mutual benefit. For their mutual benefit, they will be living together. Example is lichen. Now let us come to the insectivorous plant. As the word suggests, insectivorous. They must be capturing insect. For what? For their extra nutritional requirement. It's not like that they cannot synthesize the food. They can synthesize the food, but they require it more. So what they must be doing? They must be capturing the food. That is insectivorous plant. Insectivorous plants are the plants which capture insects for their nutritional requirement. Examples, pitcher plant. Pitcher. The term pitcher is related to a kind of pot. So what is actually there? It is slimy. This layer is slimy. And there is a juice-like content which has been filled in this pitcher-like structure. Because of this juice-like content, the smell is there. Because of this smell, insects get attracted to the plant. When insects get attracted, so what actually the plant do? The plant is really smart. What it is doing, it is capturing the insect. When insect is coming and getting sit on the upper side of the pitcher, then why the insect is coming? Insect is coming because of the smell of the juice. When it is sitting there, then because of this slimy layer, it is getting inside the juice, and now it is closing the pitcher. When it is opening, then the insect is getting seated here, and when the insect is getting captured by the juice, it is being closed, so the insect cannot get out of the juice. And then what is happening? Inside it, the juice are there. Juices contain digestive enzymes. Because of these digestive enzymes, the insect is getting digested, and the plant is getting its extra nutrition. So that is insectivorous plant. You can refer to the other example. Venus flytrap is another example. It is like fly structure. When the insect is getting in these flies, the same reason, because of some kind of juice, when the insect is getting in these flies, then the plant is closing it. So that is the trick which has been used by these insectivorous plant. The common example is pitcher plant. The structure is like pitcher. In this pitcher, because of in this pitcher-like structure, juice is there. The juice is smelling. Because of this smell, insects are getting attracted towards this plant. When insect is getting seated on the upper part of the pitcher, the slimy layer is capturing the insect inside, and this is being closed. Now the insect cannot get out of the juice of this pitcher, and the insect is getting digested. So in the whole video, what we have discussed about heterotrophic mode of nutrition in plant. Before that, autotrophic nutrition was being done. Now heterotrophic is a bit over. It will be over when you will repeat the study with the same example, and you will search about more examples. That is your work which you can do. You can relate parasitic plant, their division, their examples, and you can see the pictures. Saprophytic is very common. Saprophytes, that term is related to biodegradators. Why? Because of the process of biodegradation. Symbiotic, two organisms will be living in the relationship for what? For their food and survival. Example is lichen. Insectivorous plant, as the word suggests, insect eaters. They must be eating insect for what? For their extra nutritional requirements. So the topic is over. Heterotrophic plant. Study it well. Get into the detail and have a nice day.